New College of Florida was founded in the civil rights era with a mission to become an institution inclusive of students regardless of race, religion, national origin, or cultural status. Now, despite that history, or maybe because of it, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has targeted the public liberal arts honors college as part of his war on wokeism. His words. I don't use the word woke. He started by appointing 6 conservative loyalists to New College's board of trustees. That board then fired the college's president and installed a DeSantis ally in her place. The governor said the takeover was necessary because New College had been lacking in true academics.
It hasn't been successful and the enrollment's down so much because I think people want to see true academics, and they want to get rid of some of the political window dressing that seems to accompany all this.
And so the new board and administration made enrollment priority number 1. As of yesterday, the first day of the fall semester, they had exceeded their enrollment goal by bringing in 300 new students this fall. But they did it largely by turning to athletics. New College has only ever had intramural sports. Now they have 6 brand new intercollegiate teams, accounting for more than a third of their new students. They even adopted a new mascot for the college, turning the banyan tree, for which the campus is known, into one that New College says is fierce-looking and flexing. But the new focus on sports is only one of the changes as the new school year gets underway. Alex Wagner tonight traveled to New College earlier this year, just as Governor DeSantis' plans were starting to come into focus. And earlier this month, we went back for a progress report.
Daniel Dupre used to recruit students to New College of Florida until this summer.
The new leadership, unfortunately, created a toxic work environment for myself, my colleagues, my friends. That's led me to the point of quitting without prospect of a job.
As part of the push to transform New College, Dupre says admission standards were lowered.
There was a lot of ethically dubious things that I was asked to do. One of them was to admit students that are far below our typical acceptance range. And I got to the point where I was denying students for good reason. We send that off to a committee, and in that committee with the higher-ups, I would be overruled.
This year, a large part of the freshman class at New College is comprised of student athletes, many of them baseball players who are arriving at a school that doesn't have a baseball field for them to play on. But there have been other incentives that have brought a record-breaking number of incoming students to this small liberal arts school. And though many colleges offer perks to prospective students, Dupre thinks New College has gone too far.
Those students were promised the best housing available, brand new laptops, as well as a $10,000 scholarship if they would come to the college. To me, that's more like bribery than it is incentives.
I'm a teacher. I'm looking forward to seeing them and to helping them realize their goals. But it's also fairly clear from my conversations with students and from conversations that other faculty members have had that some of the incoming class think that they can study things here that they cannot. Some think that they can take all their courses online. And so I am concerned that some of the students that have been recruited have been given misleading information about what's possible.
Mariano Jimenez, the new head baseball coach, helped recruit a large number of these incoming students. We asked him why desirable dorm rooms, usually reserved for college seniors, were being given to incoming athletes.
We wanted our kids to stay together because we have to practice in the mornings, early. So because of that, we wanted our kids to be able to get up at 5:30 in the morning and have the time to be able to put their blenders on at 5:30. But it's very common for athletes to board together at all universities across the country.
While the incoming class is one of the largest New College has ever seen, students who were already enrolled here have been leaving in droves. Ellen Benedict is one of them.
You know, we've talked about you going and doing school somewhere else. It's your choice, obviously. I'm going to support you no matter what you do, so.
I met Ellen and her parents this spring as they protested the sudden and dramatic changes to New College. Ellen had been studying marine biology, but this year, she says she was forced to leave.
She logged in to see her classes, and her classes were all gone. There was not one class for marine bio that was being offered, and She called the school, and the response was, "Oh, we don't have the teachers on staff to teach those classes anymore, so just go pick something else." I'm like, what? And she was like, what am I supposed to pick? I have no advisor. I have no classes.
A new board of trustees approved by Governor Ron DeSantis took over New College in January. Since then, nearly 40 faculty members have left the school, including many tenured professors. A New College representative told us that many of those professors had been planning to leave before the board instituted any changes at the school.
These are faculty who teach in programs all across the college in the natural sciences, social sciences, and humanities. It's going to be hard for the college to continue without the dedication and expertise and investment of time and energy of our tenured faculty members. I am very sorry.
Professor Amy Reed has taught at New College for 28 years. She helped build New College's interdisciplinary concentration in gender studies, starting in 1995. Shortly after Governor DeSantis' takeover, Reed told me she was worried. Are you concerned about the future of the gender studies program?
I expect our gender studies program to be axed.
Wow.
But I think the point is...
And this month at a Board of Trustees meeting, that process began.
The motion is to direct the president and staff to take the necessary and proper steps to terminate the gender studies program.
As one of the only people in this room with an academic training in gender studies, I beg to differ about...
Board member Christopher Rufo has been behind many of the changes at New College, despite the fact that he has no formal background in education. He was installed on the Board of Trustees by Governor DeSantis as part of his mission to stop woke in Florida schools. In May, DeSantis visited New College to sign 3 controversial education bills. He was met with protests.
All of this shows Ron DeSantis who New College is and why we care about what we care about.
Student Senate President Libby Harity was one of the leaders of those protests.
Let it show you that the people of Florida will not run away. Let it show you that the people of Florida will rise up.
You know, I saw some of the protesters out there. I was a little disappointed. I was hoping for more, but, you know.
We were chanting things like, "We live here, this is our home, let us learn what we want." Later that day, the event closes and Christopher Rufo comes out with an entourage of police officers surrounding him, and he engages with the crowd. I made my way to the front of the crowd in order to show my face as a representative of the New College population, to show that we were angry, to show that this wasn't okay for him to do. And then, as a form of protest, I spit on the ground. And that's the alleged time in which some of that spittle may or may not have hit the shoe of Christopher Rufo.
Rufo filed criminal charges against Harity. Facing arrest and mounting legal bills, Harity had a difficult choice to make.
So the agreement that was made between myself and Christopher Rufo by way of our legal counsel was that I would voluntarily withdraw from the school, never to return, and he would drop the charges as filed by the district attorney.
When asked about the agreement, Rufo said, "We are establishing a new standard of civil discourse at New College, and there will be no tolerance for politically motivated violence on campus." Harity is now enrolled in a different college, more than 1,000 miles from her home in Florida.
This entire situation has turned my life upside down. This has been incredibly traumatic. I have been forcibly removed from the place that has been more my home than any other place in the entire world, a place that I have dedicated my entire heart and soul to for 2 years. I am emotionally distraught, devastated.
Go school!
While the changes at New College have driven many students to leave, plenty of them don't have that option. Those who still need aid will likely have to weather the changes at New College, whatever happens. For her part, Tracy Farrow is still showing up at board meetings.
Have that view. Stop with the finger snapping.
No, we're allowed to clap and snap.
No, you're not allowed.
Really? From who? You?
She says she's standing up for the students who remain at New College, even though her own child has already left.
I wanted to go on record that the chair of this board has changed.
I mean, I walked out to a student who shall remain nameless, crying, saying, I just want to kill myself. And I'm like, no, this isn't worth it. There are other places, you know, and they can't go anywhere because of financially they can't. So they're kind of stuck here. They want to silence people, and they only want them to hear what they want them to hear. But I'm not going to give up. Because here's the deal. These parents want their kids back alive and mentally intact, okay? And if they're not, we're going to hold every single one of them responsible for that.
When reached for comment, New College of Florida did not respond to any of our questions about specific criticisms. Instead, they said the school is, quote, reclaiming its stature among students and families that value rigorous academics that are firmly grounded in the liberal arts, end quote.